Hi, I'm Frida. I'm 25 and I'm unemployed. This is the story of how my life didn't go the way I planned and why I'm starting over. I was born and raised in a Mexican household. My dad worked in construction, my mom was a housewife. My parents worked hard, and due to their upbringings, they believed survival mattered more than dreams. So when they heard from a family friend that it was easy to get into nursing and that nursing gave you a lot of money, my parents presented it to me as the only option. When I mentioned other interests, I was always shut down. To them, nursing felt safe and guaranteed stability. In my last year in high school, I visited the University of Texas at Austin. I remember watching students walking confidently across campus, studying, laughing, and existing freely. Something in me knew I want to be them someday. But I was told by high school advisors to not bother applying because I wasn't a good fit, and only the top 10% made it. Despite their pushback, I still applied anyway. I wasn't accepted outright, but I was offered the CAP program, an opportunity for me to begin my freshman year at a sister school, then transfer to UT my sophomore year. At first, I thought that my advisors were right, that I wasn't good enough for UT. Turns out, it meant a surprise character development. This is preparing me, not rejecting me. Because my parents were very insistent on nursing, I started taking science classes, and very quickly did I learn something important. I did not like science, and I did not connect with it. Still, I persisted, because it was my parents' dream. While living away from my parents in San Antonio, I did a very brave thing. I met with an advisor and chose construction management. I had grown up watching my dad work in construction. I thought maybe he'd understand, but he didn't agree. And looking back, I know it wasn't anger, it was love. He didn't want me to struggle the way he had. He wanted me to have more security, more stability, more than what he had been given. At the same time, my mom was going through something heavy, and a month later, she suffered her first stroke. I blamed myself for what happened, but as I grew older, I realized that not everything is my fault and not everything is within my control. In 2020, everything shifted. COVID happened, I transferred to UT, but classes were online. My mom had a second stroke, my dad was our only financial provider, my older sister was pregnant, and my younger sister was still a child. It was up to me to care for my mom. So I made a decision. I switched my major to sociology because I needed flexibility to help my mom and continue with my education. Little did I know that this major was not going to reflect well in my future. I was told that being a physician assistant was one of the best careers I could choose, and because I already had a science background, I would be easily accepted. So I committed. I continued taking science classes, I worked in clinics, volunteered, shadowed doctors, did all the things. And for a while, I convinced myself my parents' dream was also my dream. After graduating, I kept trying to find jobs as a medical assistant, but I did not land any. I felt lost, and with student loans I had to pay, I decided to accept the teaching job. It was meant to be temporary while I paid for PA school applications and student loans. 2 years later, I was still teaching and 3 PA school application cycles behind me, each one ending in being interview waitlisted. It wasn't until I lost my grandmother that I realized something. Becoming a PA was never my dream. Teaching was not what I wanted, and surviving is not the same as living. So I quit teaching, and I quit PA school. I tried pivoting to business and consulting, which meant networking, applying, competing with AI, and somehow still being overqualified and underqualified at the same time. A truly humbling experience. I would cry and blame myself and wanted to create a time machine so I could go back in time and change my life. But instead of spiraling forever, I slowed down. I got married to the love of my life. I read, I gardened, I worked out, I started over. And for the first time in a long time, I forgave myself. As 2026 begins, I'm starting from zero. I don't know where I will land yet, but I do know this. My life isn't linear. I forgive myself for not knowing sooner what I know now, and I'm choosing to believe in myself even when nobody else believes in me. Except for my husband, of course. If you are navigating your own reset, and if you are barely beginning college, and if you are here to support, welcome. You are not alone. This is Reset with Frida, and I look forward to growing together as I share this life with you.